Hello, good evening. Thank you for clicking on this video to watch it. It is in conjunction with a new Facebook page that has been launched. It's not so much the Facebook page that has been launched because there are tons of them, but it is the message behind this page. And it is the new generation of true worshippers. It may get you thinking. We are not the first generation to come on earth. We're not the first generation to worship, and we will not be the last. In fact, there are people that worship more than we do. The people that have worshipped more than we have done. But I found with myself, because I just don't want to generalize, that I've lost that true intimacy with God when it comes to my level of worship with Him. The foundation of that bond has been broken by the worries and the doubts of this life. I've limited church or limited worship to church service. And so you lift up your hands when you're told to lift up your hands. Tell God you love Him and you're telling God you love Him. But you are supposed to come with your own message of love, your own love song to God. You're coming with your own love song to God when it's time to worship. Worship is not only reserved for Sundays. It's your life. Worship is you. Worship is your thoughts. Worship is your outlook in life. Worship is your ambitions. Worship should be your goal. Worship is your heart. Worship is your love, your relationships. It should be everything to you. When we don't limit worship to Sunday service, we come to God with conditions. God, I only worship you if you bless me. God, I only thank you if you give me that prayer request. If you give me that house, if you give me that car, if you give me that woman for me to marry, if you bless me with children. God, I only do this if you do that. What we need to realize that you don't need a blessing to know God loves you. And you certainly don't need Him to bless you before you worship Him. Worship Him before the blessing comes. Pour out your heart to Him even before the blessing comes. Sometimes we go through trials and temptations and challenges that it breaks the will in us to lift up our voice. There's nothing good around you for you to lift up your voice and say, God, I thank you. But that is when you need to worship God. At the moment when He's waiting for you to complain, surprise God with your worship. Surprise God with a heart of thanksgiving. Every minute a request, every second a request goes up to God. It's God I need, God I want. But have any of us thought, what does God need? And so the new generation of worshippers are people that have come. Instead of God I want, God I need, is God, what do you want me to do for you? God, show me how to love you more. I know you possess everything on this earth. You don't need me. But yet you've given me a chance to come before you and to bless you. And so every bit of me that I hide from the world, I bring it to you. And I love you. What do you need me to do for you, God? Of course, we can't limit worship to just singing. Worship can be through poetry. Pouring out your heart to God can be through your writings, can be through a preaching, can be any shape or form. Express yourself to your God. It is time that desire to yearn after God, it needs to burn in us. It's been quenched. We need to make a personal decision in ourselves to relight the fire that lies in us, the fire to worship God. That desire to worship God that desperation to worship God, that desperation to be approved by God and not man. We are bringing our hearts to God. Are you going to join us? The new generation of true worshippers don't worship only when we get a blessing. The new generation of true worshippers don't worship God when the conditions are right. We plant our seeds of worship when there's no sign of rain, hoping and trusting that God will send down his rain. Even if we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, worship is the light that shines out of the darkness to let us out of it. The true generation of new worshippers, the new generation of true worshippers, have not come to worship God with conditions. We know it is a privilege, not a right, to be alive. We know it's a privilege, not a right, to be loved by God. We understand that we are just dust. That the only one that is sustaining us is the King of Kings. So we don't need to be told to worship before we worship. We don't need to be told to pour out our hearts to God before we do so. David had a way of causing God to fall in love with him. God is love. How can you cause God to fall in love? He is love himself. So see this opportunity as a way to be a David, because he was the only one out of his generation, and in this generation, to be called the man after God's heart. David never grew tired of seeking God. He never grew tired of loving God. He never grew tired of letting all other gods know that his God is the best. And it's time to wear God on our shoulders, time to wear God on our foreheads, time to wear God in our words, on our lips. It's time to show the whole world that our God is the true God. So I want you to leave with this question. What is your position with God? Do you have an intimacy with him? Or you're just paying him a lip service? The new generation of worshippers, we have come to ask God what he needs, and not to tell him what our needs are. We've come to make him glad. Will you join us? God bless you.